Ihito here to bring you another live stream. This is live stream number 70. It is currently Saturday, March 2nd, 2024 at 6:54 p.m. So the first video that I have directly for you guys is a question. How many people believe that there are pyramids or ancient structures located in North America, right? Because this first clip is pretty interesting, right? And let me set people up. So it says that an Oklahoma high school is facing a major backlash after high school students took part in a vile toe licking challenge for a fundraising event. So let's just look at this clip.
He is devouring those! Oh my!
Right, so we were able to see that footage, right? So they said, disgusting moment, Oklahoma high school student engaged in toe licking challenge for a fundraiser as administration states kids volunteered to participate in the event that raised more than $150,000. An Oklahoma high school is facing major backlash after high school students took part in a vile toe licking challenge for a fundraiser. Deer Creek High School in Edmond hosted an assembly called Clash of Classes on Thursday. The event was to raise money for Not Your Average Joe Coffee, which employs people with intellectual, developmental, and physical disabilities. Students had to pay to attend the assembly, and freshmen through seniors volunteered to participate in a series of class competitions. One of the challenges involved a toe licking contest during which students sucked and licked other students' bare feet. In a statement released by Deer Crest School District, it was noted that every student who participated signed up for the games they played ahead of time. No faculty or staff participated during the assembly, according to the statement. The school district also stated that all of the children participating in the challenge were paired up with corresponding grade levels for the toe licking. In a statement, the school boasted about the $152,830.38 raised for the charity before defending the bizarre challenge. Deer Creek schools have faced multiple scandals in the past, including a bus driver being arrested for possession of child images. A baseball coach at Deer Creek High School was let go because his players suffered second-degree burns after being forced to drag their knuckles across the turf on the field at practice last year. Like I said, this is America at this moment in time. This is clear cut where we are, and yeah, I'm not exactly sure what to tell people, right? Not exactly sure, but we can go directly over what the school had to say, right? And they said this, quote, this afternoon, Deer Creek High School announced a grand total of $152,830.38 raised for Not Your Average Joe Coffee, an organization created to inspire our community by including students and adults with intellectual, developmental, and physical disabilities. The total was raised through a week of events and activities at both Deer Creek High School and Deer Creek Middle School, all designed to bring our community together for an extremely impactful organization. On Thursday, February 29th of 2024, Deer Creek High School hosted an assembly called the Clash of Classes for students who paid to attend. During this assembly, 9th through 12th grade students volunteered to participate in various student-organized class competitions in the spirit of raising money for NYAJ. All participants in the assembly were students who signed up for the games. They played ahead of time. No Deer Creek faculty or staff participated in any of the games during the Clash of Classes assembly. Many dedicated students gave generously of their own personal time to achieve this monumentous accomplishment, which will serve communities beyond the boundaries of Deer Creek. We would like to thank all of the patrons, businesses, and sponsors who contributed to the success of this year's wonderful week of fundraising. So there you have it. That's what the school had to state about the video that you were clear-cut able to see right here. Let me just play this back for some people just in case you didn't see it, right? So when I went online and I saw this trending on Twitter, you had some people basically state that the people there were actually faculty members. But when you go through the article, you see that no, these aren't faculty members. These are students, right? These are students with other students, right? And they're doing a fundraiser. Now, of course, it would have been horrendous if these were actually adults that allowed this to take place. But again, that wasn't the case. But the main thing that I want to state is this. This is not it. There were a variety of other ways that this could have went down. People could have done some other things to raise money. I'm not sure exactly why this is the specific thing to do. Like, hey, let's start licking toes so that we can raise some money. Like I said, I don't know what to tell people. I don't know what's going on with these school systems. I'm not sure who specifically okayed this because, again, there should be adults who in a sense okay these things, who will sit up there and state that, you guys can fundraise, you guys can play a lot of games and whatnot, but this is not it, right? This is not it. And I just want to remind people, there was a story not too long ago about a parent, and she stated that the school districts in Florida have gone too far because her daughter had to bring a permission slip home in order to watch a Disney movie. I'm not sure if it was Enchanted or Frozen, or maybe it might have been Tangled. But any which way, Pixar, Disney films, family-friendly films, kids have to now bring home slips in order to watch Disney films. So again, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. I'm not sure why there wasn't a permission slip specifically for this. I'm not sure if the faculty at the school thought that, hey, nobody's going to film this. No footage will ever get out. The parents will never know. And here we are. The parents do know specifically what is going on because there's articles directly online. We can clear-cut see video. I'm not sure if that foot is actually clean or not, but it is what it is, right? Students enjoying themselves. So for any parents out there, if you ever wonder what it is that your kids are partaking and doing specifically at school, now you know. Good morning to Till Dog 12. Hi D Love. I'm sorry, hey D Love. Till Dog said, who taught kids this freaky-ish? I'm not even sure. The article stated that kids came up with this by themselves amongst other games in order to raise money for, a fundraiser. It's the kids. Normally you would be able to say, hey, what's in the water? What's in the media? What's in the music? Well, it's the kids. They decided to do this. Hi D Love said hi to all watching and also stated, but wait, WTF is really happening here. OMG. Yeah. Game over. Let me tell you, it's looking real bad. So now we're going to go to another clip, and this one is going to be a bit of a interesting one because, again, normally some people would state that, hey, you're going to come through and bash women again. Nope. Oddly enough, I am directly on a whole different side, but let me just let you guys listen and watch the clip.
Hey, how you doing? What's your name? I'm London.
I'm Sydney.
Sydney?
Yeah.
Okay. I just moved out here. Can I have a conversation with me real quick?
I'm good.
I mean, what you mean you good, though?
Hey, Tippy.
I'm just be ready.
What's up?
I'm just.
You can't stop? Hold on. Just stop and talk to me real
I'm
quick.
interested in some money. I don't really care for where you from. None of that.
I can't hear you.
I just want some money. I don't really care about where you from. None of that. Like, I'm just trying to get some money. If this conversation is not going to be about me getting some money, then I'm good.
I mean, but damn, you ain't even. I'm trying to just introduce myself, say how you doing, how your day going.
I'm good on that though. I got a lot going on.
Yeah.
I don't really have time for nothing right now.
I mean, I understand that, and I hope everything goes well for you. But you know, I'm just want to let you know I'm new to the city. I stay in the area and everything, and I just want to know, would you be willing to get to know somebody right now?
No, I just want some money, sir.
But why is it all about money though? Why you?
That's all I care about. I don't care about nothing else. I just want to get some money. If you got some, then cool. But
You from out here? You from Houston?
Yes, I am.
Man, that seems like a lot of girls just keep leading with that money.
That's what it's always been for me. I don't know about the new wave. I don't know about none of that. That's how it always been.
I'm just saying though, like, I'm just, you know, but what, like, okay, so what type of work you do if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a dancer.
You a dancer? So
Yeah,
that mean you getting money
OnlyFans,
down?
Yeah.
OnlyFans? Okay, what you be doing on there?
Some good shit on there. You
Some
just
good
gotta
shit.
subscribe and see.
I mean, well, shit, maybe we can get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? I see it in person.
You got some money?
I mean, why we keep talking about money though? I hear what you're saying though.
In person, you talking about getting to know me. Like, what you want? I'm telling you what I want.
Yeah, but I'm not really one of them type of guys though.
Okay,
You
well,
know
I'm not one of them girls.
No, let me just explain something. All I'm saying is like, look, like, if you my girl, of course, you know what I'm saying. But you're not my girl. We just not meeting right now. What's my name? Do you remember?
No.
See what I mean? So it's really about the money with you.
Yeah.
Now, let me just stop it right there before we continue. I just want to make it very clear. This woman, off the cut, strictly said, I'm about money. What it is, what's happening, where the money, where the bills, where the Benjamins at, I need to see hundreds. She is staying consistent with what it is that she is stating, right? But for whatever reason, this guy doesn't want to take the hint. He wants to try to go above and beyond. He really thinks he got the mouthpiece to sit up there and be like, yo, I ain't about to, pay no money, but, we want to see, directly where it is. She literally said that, hey, I'm an exotic dancer. I'm also do OnlyFans and I have content directly up there you can subscribe to. She is literally putting everything out there on the table. Now, I would tell people, hey, normally you should just respect that. Just let that be that. Respect what it is that a person is telling you. She is telling you what she is about. She is telling you who she is. What did this guy decided to state? He was like, I'm just trying to, get to know you. I'm new to the area, Houston. Try to put his hand out there, hey, how you doing? All this. You're doing too much. This woman literally told you. She is on a stroll. I had to, do a little bit of cropping because, YouTube can be a little bit sensitive, a little touchy when it deals with Black women and what it is that they are wearing and how it is that their bodies are shaped, compared to other women directly out there. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, I don't know what to tell you. So the guy, tried to follow up, like, do you even know my name? Even remember, I introduced myself. See, that's what I'm talking about. Why you always about money? She's literally telling you, like, yo, her time is money. Money is time. You're taking up her time and you're not offering no money. It is a loss for her. She could either be out making content at her house or she could be on the stroll, which is what she is doing at this moment in time. Again, I had to do a little bit of cropping because she is out there trying to showcase, what it is that she got in order to, get somebody to stop, a passerby to pull over and to, see specifically what is going on. Again, I need guys out here to just respect when a woman is telling you for face value who she is, what she is about. Stop trying to go over and beyond and thinking that you can do something and you this different type of dude. Again, this woman is an exotic dancer. She does OF. She is about money. You're talking about, if you was my girlfriend, of course I'll pay for it. I need guys to stop. But let's continue.
Okay.
I'm telling you that out my own mouth.
I'm saying the only reason why I approached you, because I seen you came out the little Starbucks over there, and I seen you, so I'm like, okay, let me see what she's talking about. You know what I mean? You looked gorgeous, so I just felt like I should tell you. I liked what I seen, so I speak.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
But you should. Can I tell you something? I know we don't know each other, but just a word of advice. We don't even probably gotta be nothing, but I'm saying, like, you shouldn't leave with money though.
Why?
What you mean why? Because you could be missing out on somebody that might potentially be your husband, or really, you don't even know what I was coming up to you for. I could be a business partner. I could be anything. I could be like, hey, look, I got this opportunity for you, but you leading with money could probably run me away potentially.
I still just want some money.
So you ain't even hearing what I'm saying at all.
I hear it, but I'm just, my mind is somewhere else right now.
I mean, so like, what type of money we talking?
A lot. It depends. Like.
Depends on what I'm trying to do?
Yeah.
I mean, what you willing to do?
Is that a trick question?
I'm asking.
Is that a trick question?
I mean, what you mean? Is it a trick question? What you trying to do?
I'm trying to see.
Huh?
You got a bag?
I mean, I'm successful.
Okay.
Where you parked that over there? That black car up there?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so what you on though? Like, what you trying to do for real?
Don't say you trying to get to know me. I'm trying to see what's up. What's up?
I mean, I ain't really into paying though. That's the thing. I ain't about to pay for your time. Like, we can get to know each other, go to dinner or something, but
that's the only kind of time I give when it's paid. When it's paid.
So if I'm trying to take it there all the way, then how much?
You can give me like $1,500 right now.
Got him.
I'm not paying you no $1,500 though.
Why? That ain't nothing. You said you're successful.
I'm successful, but it's like I'm already not even that type of guy for real. Like, I'm not the type of guy to like pay and everything.
You talk to the wrong type of girl, man. I'm not your type then.
But why do I gotta pay you though? Why we can't get to know each other and then build a bond?
I don't want to.
Okay. So you only interested in what I can do for you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, it's all good. It's good. It's nice meeting
you. All right, so.
You have a good one.
Well, obviously, that the editing worked out for the best. It is what it is. Now, I'll say this again: the woman stayed consistent. Tippy was basically stating, "Yo, I think the video is fake," and this is what I'll tell you, Tippy. Right? I've told a lot of people this. Irregardless of a video being fake or not, the main point is the main point. Art imitates life. Life imitates art. So even if right, and I don't know. I just saw this directly on social media, so I'm doing a reaction directly to the video. Right, you got this dude deciding that he wants to try to court a woman that is obviously on the stroll. She's obviously on the block at this moment in time, and she's showing off what it is that she got in order to entice some passersby to see, what's up, to see if they can exchange time for money, money for time, stuff like that. And the guy want to talk about, hey, you don't know who I could have been. I could have been Jesus in the flesh. And, you talking about money could have just potentially ran me off. Are you serious? Are you serious? Let me put it like this. And I've stated this before. I don't have a problem realistically with a woman having an OF account, page, whatever you want to sit up there and put it, doing content. Like I said, you're a grown woman, you decide to go out there and make money. It is what it is, right? The problem that I got is that you got guys out here wanting to try to change what it is that a woman is doing. That's not what you're built for. That is not your purpose. If this is who she is, this is who she is. You're not going to sit up there and change that. Right? Because if that was the case, then Jesus would have sat up there and changed her from the get-go. But obviously, not even Jesus could sit up there and reach this woman. And again, I'm saying this with all the respect. Right? So you trying to come up and state that, yo, you don't know who I could have been. I could have had a business, proposition for you. You can already see, as a guy with two eyes looking in the distance, you already know specifically what it was. You knew why it is that you went directly up to talk to her. You weren't talking trying to become a boyfriend, trying to be a fiance, trying to be a husband. You weren't trying to wife her up at all. You saw her from a distance. You thought you could specifically, start talking to her, get over the bar that she has, which is money, and get something for free that everybody else got to pay for. Nah, buddy. Nah. Because if you was really about doing business, you would have sat up there and stated in a conversation like, yo, I understand you out here working. I respect what it is. Business proposition. We could, be partners in. We can, figure out the money side, depending on how the first bit of content goes. We can, formulate some type of business collaboration, do content on your OF, and then I start my own, do content directly on there. And we can be content creators, in that type of scope, in that type of thing, both making money. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. And the other funniest thing is that, right, you have a lot of guys that, in a sense, that will talk down and get directly on women who got OFs, right? Also noticing the fact that before all of these internet places even existed, women would what? Normally be out on the street. They would be on Craigslist, whatever it is, right? Very dangerous, right? The potentiality for violence and all these other things to happen towards women, very, very bad. And it goes up higher and higher and higher, right? I've done multitude of stories going directly over those things, right? So again, putting that directly into the foreground along with the story. A lot of guys will get down on these women, but then talk upon the fact on how many women that they basically sleep with, how many women that they can basically pull. And then when you think about it, it's like, so as a guy, you're talking down on women that do OF, which, you know, they're selling their body for money, right? On their own time, on their own dime. They got control over the content and all those other types of things in the safety of their own home, wherever it is they want to do it. But you're going out here recklessly, sleeping around with a multitude of women in a multitude of situations, not knowing what's potentially happening, and then you're doing that for free. And then at the end of the day, you're not going to have nothing to show for it. It don't make sense. And I mean actually in change, right? It don't make sense at all, right? So like I told a lot of other people, instead of in a sense getting down on people when they're doing certain things, how about you actually do it yourself? Right. And again, I'm not sitting up there telling people to specifically go out there and do it. I'm just saying, if you got the mentality to specifically look down on women that's doing OF, you know, from a standpoint, look at what you're doing for free. And then come back to the same conversation and see what's working out, see who's actually winning at the end of the day. Again, going back to this conversation, this dude didn't actually have no business plan. He wasn't trying to wife her up. He wasn't trying to be a boyfriend. He really, more than likely, wasn't even trying to take her out. He was just trying to see if he had the mouthpiece to jump over the money gap so he can get everything that he sees for free. That's all it was. And obviously it didn't work because she stayed directly on task and she stayed consistent. Like I said, if a person tells you who it is that they are, respect that. That's all you got to sit up there and do. Again, a message to a lot of the guys out there. When a woman is leading with money, when she's telling you who it is that she is, what it is that she's looking for, what it is that she wants, that's it. Cut the cord directly on that. You got millions, hundreds of millions, billions of women directly out here. Why are you continuing to conversate with somebody who is not interested in you? Why? It doesn't make sense. It's literally, it's a dummy run. It makes no sense. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of energy for not only you, but for her as well. Like I said, I just need people to get it together. That's all I'm saying. I respect honesty. I respect her honesty. That's all I'm saying. Electric Switch 76, what is up? Said this is the true definition of a simp. Yeah. Because he came up on the street and he was like, yo, let me spit some game. I could really change your life. Yeah, I got some money. I'm doing a little bit of something and yada yada. Like I said, some people like running a fool's errand. Some people like running a fool's errand. That's all it is. That's all it is. Love said everything about money. You really think folks took the land from the natives for nothing? Bars. That is facts. That is facts. Love said, first off, he is wasting his breath. Yep. Said, run then. Tippy said, that's sad. I mean, that's life. It is what it is. You got a variety of people walking all different, ways directly out here. Hey, you're going to get it how you can get it. For me, it would be great, if people saw, vastly different within themselves. But again, I can't tell people nothing. If you don't see something specifically in yourself, I can't tell you specifically what it is because you're not going to believe me because you don't see it. If you're not telling yourself what I'm telling you, you're not going to believe it. It makes no sense for me to sit up there and mention it. I'm not going to change your life by sitting up there spotting something that you should already be able to spot. It doesn't make any sense, Love says she's a capitalist, like all the folk got us working for them to make them rich. She's an entrepreneur. Yeah. That's one way to put it. Entrepreneur. Yep. You said he was playing in her face. Yeah, that's bars. You said like Portia and Simon, she loved his perceived wealth. That's tough. That's tough. Some people like the image of status, right? So some people just like the look, directly of it. A lot of people out here fall in love with money. Hey, it is what it is. Some people are going to learn the hard way. And this guy is going to be one of those people. It's going to be one of those people. So now we're going to go to another working woman. I just want to see what people's thought is when we just so happen to spot this video, because like I said, it's something, right? It's something. So you got this woman here, right? The traffic in this lady's house is completely crazy. So let me just freeze it real quick, right? So I'm guessing that this is in an apartment, right? You can see the edges of the staircases, one to the far end of the right, another one to the left, which is, I guess, the end of the hallway. So the woman there, that is her place, right? And there's a man that is going to be coming directly into said place. The point of view is coming directly from a Ring doorbell camera, right? Just to let people know how this is being filmed. I don't want y'all to think that, oh yeah, somebody's just sitting there filming in the hallway while, all of this is going down. Yo, what is up, Ollie? So let's look at what this entrepreneur is doing, right? So we see the first man going directly into the house, right? A few minutes later, dude comes out with a plate. Now, let me make y'all understand something. If at any moment in time that you as a man can go over to a woman's house and you leave out with a plate, she likes you. A woman is not going to cook for just any guy, realistically. She's especially not going to cook for a guy that she is not interested in. This woman let you leave with a plate. You came in empty-handed and you left out full-handed. Let's continue. Right? So then next, right? Now you see her dressed, right? See the woman dressed, showing, So let's see this. She was technically looking better than what she did the first time. So you see this dude, and let me just spot this real quick. What is up with guys? Like, yo, if you're in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, why are you sagging your pants in public? Just a question. Just a question. And it still baffles and confuses me how it is that a lot of women find this to be attractive in a guy sagging. I don't, because for me, I understand where sagging specifically comes from and what it means. And it still baffles me to this day that guys decide to sag. Like I said, you spell out sagging and then you reverse that again. Anyways, let's keep going, right? So guy number 2 comes directly in. Minutes later. Then we got guy number 3. The door is just unlocked. It's just like people just know the password directly to that door. The next, that guy basically leaves, right? Another guy. Obviously not the same guy from 1, 2, and 3. He's just coming up in there like, hey, you busy? Next, he leaves out, right? Straighten himself out. She's just sitting up there smiling and whatnot. It's crazy that I'm not sure who the neighbor is, but it's like, damn, you zoomed in on her face like that. You just blown up her spot. It was enough that, you already got this basically recorded, but it's like, damn, that was cold blooded. I'm not sure if that's hating or if somebody just wanted to report something. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like, damn, right? So then we go to one of the comments that you see here that I got directly off Twitter, right? This person said, like, okay, you want people to get in and laugh because your neighbor is clearly a popular lady, LMAO. And that's fun, sure, but we couldn't at least blur a face. If I was the girl, I'd be confronting my neighbor bad if I found out about this, like completely furious. What a violation. I mean, the person has a Ring doorbell. It reacts to motion. I'm not exactly sure what you want them to specifically do, because the funniest thing is you're only talking about being embarrassed and wanting to protect one person. Now, I want people to pay attention to that, right? Notice the lady's comment. She's only mad that the woman's face was shown. She's not mad about the multitude of guys coming directly to her residence, knowing where she lives, how dangerous that is, the fact that more than likely she don't know any of these guys from a can of paint. On top of the fact is, this woman probably doesn't know if any of these guys even have a My Chart, and what specifically would their My Chart even be saying before deciding to opt in and do this. The dangers in what it is that she is doing, clear-cut dangers. But she's not worried about that. She's more so worried that the woman's face got exposed. How about the woman exposing herself to, potential STIs, STDs? How about the potentiality of the woman allowing outside men, of which she don't know any criminal history, anything about, knowing the location of her residence, knowing where she lives? Do you understand the implications of how it is that these dudes could easily just stalk this woman? Like, you're not worried about nothing else. You're worried about the face. And then on top of that, it's like, all right, we blur out her face, but what about the guys? So you want the identities of the guys to be directly out there? Why not just blur out everybody? Why just one specific person, right? I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be equal opportunist out here. I'm just saying, right? So then we go to the other comment. She said, a little annoying that not only do we have to deal with public spaces being under consistent video surveillance, including Ring camera, recording sidewalks and hallways, LOL, but now we have to deal with the messy neighbor who posts their Ring footage online without faces blurred. Now, I would like to sit up there and say that maybe she wanted to actually, in this instance, cover the faces of the other guys there, but I really don't believe that that is the case. Again, when it deals with somebody, they're going to go for self, somebody who is reflective of them. So again, she's worried about, the face of the woman being directly out there on social media. And I would just simply say this: it is what it is. Like I said, if you're worried about surveillance in stores, you must be doing something wrong. If you're worried about surveillance in public, what do you realistically have to hide? Like, I'm not exactly too sure why you would be so worried about if somebody's Ring doorbell, let's say if somebody had a house, right? And their Ring doorbell was, capturing either the porch because something went off and triggered it. And, it caught somebody either, on a person's porch or their sidewalk or walkway doing something they shouldn't have been doing. How is that a person's fault? How is that the homeowner's fault? Right? I'm not sure if people get what it is that I'm saying. Like, some of the concerns that people have are completely stupid, while people should actually be focused on real concerns. Like I said, this woman is a very popular woman. She's, making money. However, she's making money. Like I said, one guy left out with a plate. Maybe she's cooking food. She could be a personal chef in her house, just whipping it up, on an hourly basis, whipping it up. Again, she had a change of clothes, every single time that we saw her. So very easily, she could be a personal chef. She could be a massage therapist, physical therapist. She could be doing a lot of things directly in her apartment. We can only assume because of the optics, because of how it is that this looks. Again, going back to what Love stated, earlier, you got some women out here that are entrepreneurs, right? They have moxie, they have that go get it attitude about life, and they're going to go get it and go see about some money some way, somehow. It just is, directly what it is. We got Mo directly in the building. What is up? What is up? Mo says she could be conducting cooking lessons or doing their taxes. That's bars, right? In order to get guys directly into the door, you have to look like something. You have to be attractive, right? So, put on some skimpy type clothes. You're going to have a lot of guys coming directly in there trying to, get their taxes done. A lot of guys, right? We got King Black in the building. Said, yo, good morning, sir. Heading into work. What is up, brother? Much love, respect, and appreciation. What we got? Love said, this is going to be good. The plate is a distraction. Said, nah. Tippy said, why he's sagging his skinny jeans. I'm glad that you spotted that because I forgot to mention that. It's like, I thought that was retired like back in like, what was that, like 2012, 13, 14, 15? Like somewhere like when that became, that was like the main thing. Like every dude out here, even in their 30s, was wearing skinny jeans and sagging. I'm like, what is going on? And the craziest part is to see like the most muscle-bound dudes in skinny jeans sagging. What is y'all doing? You grown. You a grown man. Like, if you want to wear some blue jeans or whatever, that's cool. No problem. No problem. Why you got to be sagging? Why you dressing like you 14? Why you dressing like you just stole all of your son's clothes? What you doing? You can't fit that shirt. You're not going to be able to take that shirt off. They're going to have to cut you out of that shirt, and now you're going to have to buy somebody a brand new shirt because you want to go out here and flex in a teenager's pair of clothes. Crazy. Don't make no sense. Make no sense. Tippy said, definitely not masculine. She needs to stop. A lot of women lost their lives doing the same thing that she is doing. This is true. And this is why I sat up there and stated before. I don't really get mad when women are out here doing OF. I don't really get mad because they're in the safety of their own home. They're doing their own content. And, in certain instances, they're not, doing it with another guy. So they're safe when they're safe from STIs and STDs. And then they're also safe because they don't have to deal with, random guys knowing their locations or random guys trying to meet them and all of these other types of things, potentially going on. Right. Love said, well, if something happens to her, at least there is footage of who might have done it. I mean, that's true. That's true. You also said, and this may not be all on the same day. I mean, that's true. That's true. People can put together clips and make it seem like, it's more than what it is. But this is quite a bit of traffic, though. This is quite a bit of traffic, though. Quite a bit of traffic. You also said, what was it? Tippy said, boys and men shouldn't be wearing skinny jeans at all. I mean, it is what it is. Some people really feel like they got the fashion. Some people think that they still got it. Some people think that they're of the timeline. They don't want to go with the times. They want to go against, the times. Hey, it is what it is. If people want to, fight against Father Time, so be it. It's going to be a losing battle, and I'll be there to watch it. I will be there to watch it. So now we're going to sit up there and take a look at another video here. Let's just take a quick listen, right?
When they are alone together. Every time I ask my husband when he gets home from hanging out with his guy friends, he's like, I don't know, we just shot the shit. Did you talk about your partners? No. Did you talk about your fears, your future, what you're excited about? No. Did you just sit there silently and stare into each other's souls? Also, no. Can somebody let me in? What do they talk about?
So this woman wanted to know, what do guys talk about, right? This, obviously, she's married. She has the crazy face. I'm not sure why it exactly paused there, but it is. It is what it is. Guys just talk. We talk about a lot of things. I'm just trying to figure out, why is there such a curiosity about what it is that guys talk about? Because normally guys, when women go out, guys and I like, so what you guys talk about? What time of day was it when you guys were talking? What friends were there when you guys were talking? Were there any specifics? Were you talking about me? Were you talking about John, Dave, Tim? Were you, talking about any other men that you might be potentially interested in? And instead of being interested in me in this relationship, guys are sitting up there because we don't care. There's no other way to sit up. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. We do not care. So to see her like so fixated is a little bit weird. I'm like, don't you have friends? Don't you have, female coworkers or family members that, you talk to on an everyday basis? Why are you so concerned about what it is that he's talking about? He's talking about stuff that men are interested in. chances are I'm looking at this woman, I can tell that she is not a gamer, right? So what if her husband was talking about video games? They were talking about the brand new, game that just came out, the brand new, pro or prototype systems that they might have seen directly online. What if your husband is into building PCs and computers? She does not really look like she knows anything much about computers. So that would pretty much be speaking Mandarin to her. So meaning that she wouldn't know exactly what's up and what's down, right? She wouldn't know what would even be going on in the conversation. The hamster would fall directly off of the wheel. This is when I need people to get hobbies. This is when I need people to directly go out there and get hobbies. If YouTube said, good morning, Seji, chat, and fam. Much love, respect, and appreciation, and good morning. Electric Switch said, I hate to say it, but the neighbor could use this footage to blackmail her for some actions too. Oh, you're talking about the previous video. I mean, yeah, the neighbor could do it, but realistically, you can't blackmail somebody if they're honest about what it is that they do. There's nothing to blackmail. If the woman knows who she is and what she does, and everybody can clearly see it, I mean, you can't really blackmail somebody that's living directly in their truth. Ain't nothing to blackmail. But I get what you're saying, though. If this was the instance, let's say like one of those guys, if they were married, oh yeah, those guys can sit up there. One of those guys could potentially get blackmailed real easy, right? But I'm pretty sure, the neighbor wouldn't, go that far into that extent, because that'd be a very dangerous situation to deal with, just to, try to get some type of compensation or some money to hush away, something. Ali said toe licking is nasty. Hey, people are into a lot of different things. And it's 2024. I'm not judging. It's 2024. I am not judging. It is directly what it is, at this moment in time. People want to do what it is that they want to do, right? Tippy said, none ya. Oh, man. Taking it back. None your business. None your business, right? So now we're going to take it directly into another field of view, and we got a story directly attached with this one. So let me just set y'all up real quick. So this took place in Texas. Hold on. Cat is directly on my nerves at this moment in time. So this took place in Texas, and a armed Brink security guard was undressed and robbed at gunpoint, right? So I'm going to play the clip, right? And then we can look at
robando una persona, wow. Wow, qué fuerte. No puedo creerlo. Tiene una pistola y es el seguridad del banco, es el que tiene los camiones. Tiene una pistola. Wow, está robando la caja fuerte. La ha abierto.
Right, so we were able to see what took place there, right? Let me just rewind that back real quick, right? So you see the Brinks driver basically getting stripped, right? I've never seen this in all of my days, right? They said a cell phone video shared with NBC5 shows the robbery in the parking lot of a Chase Bank at 2904 North Beltline Road in Irving. Police state that it happened at around 9:45 a.m. The Brinks employee had just removed money from a drive-up ATM at Chase Bank when police say the suspects approached. Irving police state that the suspect appears to follow the Brinks truck to the bank from an earlier location. Detectives hope someone recognized the suspect captured on surveillance camera. They believe the person to be white or a Hispanic male with short, dark-colored hair, last seen wearing a black cap, mirrored sunglasses, a bandana over his face, a gray hoodie, light-colored joggers, and blue and white Nike sneakers. Police believe that the suspect drove to Irving from the Dallas area. He faces aggravated robbery charges, according to police. The Brinks employee reportedly told police that he was completely caught off guard and described the location as, quote, very quiet route for him. But by the time officers arrived, the brazen criminal had left in his car. The victim ran to a gas station for help. Police state that the suspect did not take the victim's gun. Armed security guards are often seen working in pairs given the dangerous nature of their job. It is unclear still why the Brinks employee was working alone. And this is the key part, right? And this goes back to what Love just stated in the comments section about nobody helped the Brinks dude. They stated that the police department expressed deep frustration at the delay in witnesses calling 911. And again, this goes back to the situation of everybody wants to film and nobody wants to do anything. While this filming was taking place, he could have easily sat up there and called 911. Could have called 911, right? Nobody's saying that you got to try to, honk the horn or anything like that, because not only are you endangering the life of the Brinks driver, but you're also endangering your life and other people's lives as well. Like I said, I'm very happy that the guy, that the guard for the Brinks truck, I'm very happy that he got his life. He's able to, go home, see his family. He can, breathe. He doesn't have to go to the hospital. This guy needs to get caught. I have not seen anything like this since I've watched some movies from some years ago dealing with banks. And that used to be the movies that used to always show up. They always had something dealing with a bank heist or a bank truck or whatever it is. And here we are in 2024 looking at a bank truck heist, in a sense, going on. Now, the thing that I will state is that I'm not sure if this guy got away with any type of money, but he got away with more than likely some keys. And those keys more than likely unlock some trucks, some doors. So more than likely that guy is probably going to try to take those keys and get them copied and, try to formulate a plan directly from that. So don't be too surprised if after the story dies down, because he's more than likely going to let the story die down and people are going to forget about it. Don't be too surprised. And later on this year, if you hear about a bank heist basically happening, or a multitude of, Brink trucks across across the Texas area getting directly, broken into and robbed. Because again, the guy was only after the pants, which means he was going for the keys. He didn't even take the weapon. So again, he was strictly after the keys so that he can make a copy of those keys. That's the main part of the plan. That's the one key part of the plan. How it is that the cops didn't list that, or whoever, wrote this article, how they didn't even list that or even throw that directly out there is completely nonsensical and crazy to me. Like, you got to understand what it is that this guy is trying to do. He's not just trying to strip this dude just for fun like that. That wouldn't even make any sense. Oh yeah, I'm going to strip you for fun. Ha 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 ha. And I'm going to sit up there and post this on Reddit. Ha 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 ha. No, that's not what this is about. That's not how this works. Like I said, people are going to see it some months from now, probably during the summer. Again, after the story dies down, let the heat die down for a little bit. They're going to take those keys, because I'm pretty sure a lot of these Brinks trucks, they use the exact same locks. I'm pretty sure. I'm not believing for 1 second that every single Brinks truck has their own individual. I'm not believing it. I'm not believing it. Like I said, people are smart, but in society, a lot of businesses are stupid. A lot of businesses are stupid. Trust me. Right? Love said, no, it's not. It's at school, which makes it gross with the children. Talking about the high school students licking toes. Some like to lick toes as adult play, but these are children and nobody. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You said Brinks always have to. This is suspicious though. Always there is two in those trucks. One stays in the truck while the other gets out. That's true, because I've seen it before. Ali said, talking to a stranger is bad. Why would you just walk up and record a woman? Well, some people are, this is the age of content creation, right? This is the age of everybody wants to be famous for, in a sense, doing very little or nothing at all. This is where we are at, this moment in time. So you'll have instances of people going out and just randomly recording. People can go back during the pandemic and you can see people wanting to go up and record people like, oh, you didn't sit up there and do this medically. Let me record you to put your face out there so that the whole world knows who it is that you are, right? It wasn't that long ago that people were sitting up there doing that back during 2020, 2021, and a portion of 2022. You saw people who felt so indignant, that felt so right in what it is that they were doing, that they were following everybody else, that they had the right to sit up there and record and put cameras in other people's faces because they didn't do what it is that they went out there and did. So in some instances, 7 different times. So, again, this is the world that we live in. A lot of people just, like to record. So this is why you got this guy in Texas sitting in his car and he's just sitting up there recording instead of, calling police by way of, his car. A lot of cars, have Bluetooth or cell phone access, and a lot of people can call from their cars. He opted not to do it. The dude is just sitting there just recording. That's it. Like I said, it's crazy. Like I said, I'm just happy that the Brinks driver is alive. I'm happy that, he's well, and I'm happy that nobody lost their life, but, it is what it is. It is what it is. So now we're going to wait. Let me see. Love said, and it's not armed robbery. The dude wanted that nice Brink uniform, pants. LOL. You also said Ali got us going backwards. Yeah, like some people, like, because it's a live stream, some people catch up or see videos or whatever it is that we're going through at a certain part in time. I said part in time. So everybody's seeing stuff at a different time. People will catch up. They got to hit that live button to be exactly where it is that we are at this moment in time. So next we're going to go directly to good old Charles White. So again, before I play this, right, I know what a lot of people happen to think about Charleston White. I know how a lot of people feel about Charleston White, right? And this is the main thing that I want to get through, and I want to state to a lot of people, at this moment in time. You can feel however you want to feel about a person, but there are certain times where you got to put your feelings to the side because your feelings don't matter. You should sit up there and specifically listen to what people have to sit up there and say. You can disagree with people all day long. You can dislike them. You at a point in time, you shouldn't be out here saying like you hate somebody, because in order to hate somebody, you really have to love somebody. Just to be honest, if you say that you hate a family member, you can say that because you love them. At a point in time, you love that family member so much that whatever that they did hurt you so bad that now you hate them, right? So I want to keep that directly in mind, because I heard a lot of people online sitting up there saying that they hate or whatnot or whatever when it deals with Charleston White. Oh, I want to sit up there and fight him, and just over words that he's sitting up there saying, not even specifically talking to the people in the comment section, but people are so much in their emotions that they want to physically accost another individual that they don't even know, which is crazy. You ain't never fight back a bully. You ain't never fight back anybody that arrested you. You ain't never fight back the government. You ain't never fight your father. You ain't never fight your uncle. But yet you want to sit up there and fight a dude online that don't do nothing or know nothing about you. That's crazy. Like I said, some of the stuff that people say, I need people to get out of their emotions. So with saying that, let's just listen to what he's sitting up there saying right here.
That's why they can reject things that Ice Cube sent to them, because they know what? Those group of people have the lowest voter turnout, and not only that, they are the least informed. So who relies on these voters? Not only that, they are not known for giving campaign donations. And everybody know that these people are into campaign donations. Part of these shoes, campaign funds. So why would I pander to you guys when you don't vote and you don't bribe?
We run the culture. We shift the culture.
You don't vote and you don't bribe. What does you running the culture have to do with us making law. You run a culture, but guess what? We own your culture.
And everything that he said is facts. And if people didn't really catch it, he's talking about the Black community, right? Love said, who and what is a Charleston White? What did he do or does he do like in real life? I never heard of him until on YouTube. So if you happen to take the time to look up Charleston White, before he created, and I got videos where he stated that the image that you see him as right now, this is a caricature that he basically made. Because when he was trying to help, when he was working with mayors, governors, senators, when he was at the Walter Cronkite School for Journalism, and when he was winning awards and he's talking educated, using a dictionary, Black people wasn't trying to hear him. They wasn't. And I'm going to be 100% honest. When there are Black people out here that can use whatever words from the dictionary, they can string a sentence together to perfection. Their pronunciation is so eloquent and all of these things, right? The Black community don't listen to people like that. The Black community are like, hey, we need more educated people. We need, more Black people that know how to speak properly and know how to pronounce it and know how to do this and go to college. But when those people come out of that schooling and now they want to teach people in a community, now the people in the community are like, oh, it's nice that you got that schooling and that college degree, but you ain't lived life yet. So why am I going to just listen to somebody that went to school for 4 years or 7 years or 10 years on something when you ain't actually been out here in life and actually experienced something like everybody else? So now you sending them on another mission after they didn't complete it successfully the first mission. Now people in the Black community want to shift the goalposts and tell them like, okay, well, now that you did that, now I need you to go out there and experience life. Push the education to the side, go out there, experience life, go out there and do the stuff that we do, then come back and talk to me. So Charleston White decided to create this caricature, and this is walking directly into what Tippy said. She stated that, so we ignore what he said about women and grape, right? And I'm not saying ignore anything, right? Again, I'm going to sit up there and state the same thing that he stated before. He states wild, he states outlandish, he states some very crazy things. But in order to get people to actually listen, you got to state some very crazy things in order to get the attention of people. Tippy knows directly of Charleston White, not because of the things that he has done before social media caught up to him. Tippy knows Charleston White because of the things that he has stated, because of the caricature that he has created. It's the same thing with all of us. A lot of us only know of Charleston White because of the person that he puts directly in front of us at this moment in time. Nobody can state that they know Charleston White before this, going back to what Love stated, who and what is a Charleston White, right? Stating that didn't know anything about Charleston White up until YouTube. So all of these things fit directly into the reason why it is that Charleston White stated that he created this caricature in order to get out the information. He did what it is that Black people wanted him to do. He was able to, go to college. He changed, not college. He went out there and did something. Maybe he did go to college. I'm not sure. But he went to the Walter Cronkite School for Journalism. He was working with senators, working with mayors, working with political officials. He was working on laws and getting bills passed and all of these other things. But even when he decided to do that, Black people wasn't coming to him. Black people wasn't searching for him. Black people weren't looking for him for any type of advice as to how to get into the political field. How can I get into the position that you're in? The only reason that Black people are interested in him, because he gave you the image that we say that we hate, but we love at the same time. So you see him walking around with all the gold on, right? You see him with the chains on. You see him talking reckless. You see him cussing. You see him being disrespectful. It's the same image Black people say all the time in the community that, hey, we need to erase this. We need to get away from this. We need to tap out of that that negative image of Black people. But no matter how much we say that we dislike it and we don't want it to be here, it's the main image that always captivates Black people in the Black community. It's the main image that every single time somebody want to talk about somebody Black is usually in this type of caricature. It's usually in this type of image. Because how many times, think about it, how many times on social media have you just scrolled through a TikTok or IG reel or an image or whatnot on Twitter, and you're just fixated on Black people that's educated, Black people that's college bound, Black people that know how to pronunciate, good at what it is that they do in a positive manner. A lot of people can't say that this is something that they do and that they fixate on every single day, because 9 times out of 10, people feed into drama. People feed into negativity because that's what people like. That's what people are drawn to, right? That's how people get their energy. A lot of people don't know how to realistically get their energy off of something that is positive. They don't know how to work with that. Their mind can't work with it. Their body can't really work with it. It irritates them because it's not something that they are accustomed to, because they themselves cannot give off that exact same energy, that exact same frequency. Right? So again, no matter if people like it or love it, this is why Charleston White is here. He did what he was supposed to do. Black people didn't want to sit up there and mess with him or listen to him. So again, he's getting his message out there. That's how he had to sit up there and do it. And I'm not even mad. I'm not, because I understand it. I understand it 100%. Now, would I go out there and say a lot of the stuff that he's sitting up there saying? No, I would not. But I completely understand why it is that he does the things that he does. I completely understand it. I completely understand it. Tippy said, I know some things he says is facts, but damn, this dude is over the top. Again, look at Orlando Brown. That was the brother from That's So Raven, right? When Orlando Brown was just Orlando Brown, nobody would have been listening to him. It was like, oh, that's that dude from That's So Raven. You know what Black people would have said? Like, man, stop trying to sit up there and think you conscious. Stop thinking that, you know, you woke. Stop thinking you know this. Stop thinking that you know that. You just the actor. Stay in the actor's place, right? So now when you got Orlando Brown out here speaking gibberish and acting crazy and saying all of this other type of stuff, he then does what? He slips in other information dealing about the entertainment industry. And he slipped in some of the things that you are now just hearing about. Case in point, looking at Diddy. He sat up there in quite a few interviews before the Cassie lawsuit, before the other lawsuit from a male assistant, before all of these stories dealing with Usher and Justin Bieber and Tigger and all of these other individuals in the entertainment industry. You had Orlando Brown sitting up there saying quite a bit of stuff, right? Orlando Brown was saying quite a bit of stuff. But again, now, if Orlando Brown was saying this when he was doing Disney, if he was doing That's So Raven, do you really think that people would listen to him? Nah. They wouldn't even have gave him a second look. But now when you got Orlando Brown, in a sense, doing the same thing that you got Charleston White doing, which is making a caricature in order to get certain information directly out there, guess what? Now everybody listening. Now everybody got their ears wide open. Now everybody is fine-tuned to just wait and see what Orlando Brown has to state, because they know that he's going to sit up there and say something. Just like the same thing with Cat Williams. In order for Cat Williams to get the attention of Black people or just people in general, he had to be a comic. If people were to see Cat Williams on the street as just some normal random guy just sitting up there talking, the Black community would not have been listening to Cat Williams. They wouldn't have been trying to hear none of those things. But due to the effect of Cat Williams being the comedian that he is, being able to make people laugh and also slip in some information and also make people think within that, he has everybody's attention. And people are willing to listen. And again, Cat Williams has stood up there and stated what? That he went to some parties in Hollywood and he's seen a lot of things transpire and go on. He walked through or opened some doors that shouldn't have been open. And he saw some things that should not have been happening. And it looked like some people might have been trapped in the closet. Right? And then Cat Williams later stated that, he's turned down money. Some people offered him, wanted to do something to him and offered, some money, and he declined that money. And he also told people what? That, you know, sometimes people just got to learn how to tell Diddy no. Right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Mo said, has he been accused or convicted for assaulting women? I'm not sure. Couldn't even tell you. Not sure. Can't even tell you. Like, I'm going to be 100% honest. Did not go that far in there. If people know that to be factual, whatnot, it is directly what it is. I'm just sitting up here stating that what he stated in this video is true. If he does have a record, if he does not have a record, that doesn't take away from the fact of what it is that he stated. He stated this main point, and this is something that you got Vicky, Miss Vicky Dillard, she has stated. You've had other people, Brother Umar Johnson has stated. You've had Tariq Nasheed. You've had a variety of other people. Let's get away from Charleston White for a minute. We have other people, including Phil Scott from the African Diaspora Channel, who have also stated this as well. The fact that you're not going to have political officials trying to pander to the Black community because the Black community ain't really controlling nothing. If the Black community decided not to vote, would there still be a president? The answer is yes. There would still be a president. There would still be laws passed. America would not stop. America wouldn't stop. Everything would still be going. And that's the main thing that you have Charleston White basically stating. It's like, yeah, Black people got the culture, but that's cool. We move it, but we don't own it. And it's like people don't even understand that bar. People ain't even paying attention to it. Black people move the culture, but don't even own it. So this is something that we built, something that we generated, something that came from the fiber of our being, but yet we don't even have ownership. Every other nationality, you can go to the Latins, to the Mexicans, to the Asians, right? You can go to the Europeans, to the Africans, whoever you want to go to. Everybody out there owns their culture. They're making money off of their culture. It is theirs. Black Americans are the only ones who can move a culture but not really make the money from it. Get chump change. Like I said, look at rap and hip hop. Chump change. Like I said, people don't believe me, go back and look at TLC. Look at how much they got paid for one of the albums or their albums in general. How those deals went. Look at some of the great rappers that you had back in the 90s and how they're broke today. Like I said, it's crazy how that works out. And then the other thing, which is a fact, Black people are not putting money into any of these politicians' hands. They're not walking up with like a $12 million or a $15 million check. But like, hey, for this $15 million, what can we get done for the Black people? Ain't doing that. Let's just be honest. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it 100%. When is the last time that we've ever seen Black people roll up to a politician with a check of 12, 15, 20, 50, or $100 million? I ain't never seen it. At least in my timeline, I ain't never seen it. But yet Black people can sit up there and give all of this money over to a Nike, to an Adidas, Reebok, Jordan, right? We can give money over to Versace, Medusa. We can give money over to Hennessy. I can't even explain billions over to Hennessy. We can buy all the liquor in the world. We can have all the Mercedes, all the BMWs. But yet at the end of the day, what money have we put into a politician's hands to reform or change any laws? We just recently got the Crown Act. that wasn't even that long ago. And that's a law that we realistically shouldn't even have to actually have, but we do because we still live in America. Because this is how everything works. Because we're a part of the system, but yet we don't have no push and no pull and no power. All we have is the culture, and barely even that, because last time I checked, when I did a video or a live stream dealing with hip hop, you had what, the Italians, you had Fat Joe, you had other people, you had the Latins, you had everybody basically saying, no, rapping hip hop, no, that's not black, that's everybody. Everybody was a part of it. Everybody was literally putting their hands on that the same way that the world is putting their hands on Africa. Ain't it amazing that the moment in time that you got black people, African people, they got a place or something that is worth of some type of value, how everybody tries to put their hands on it to claim it real quick and say that it's not theirs, but it's shared. It's everybody's. Interesting. But like I said, anyways, I'm getting, on a tangent. Charleston White is correct. With a record, without a record, whatever crazy stuff that he says, he is correct. He is correct. Black people they just have a culture. We don't have a real type of power when it deals with politicians, when it deals politically, when it deals with the government. We don't have any of that. All of our money gets wasted on things that are going to fade away. Shoes, clothes, cars, trash. That's it. That's it. Like I said, I don't know what to tell people. Tippy said Orlando Brown's not wrong, but I think Hollywood messed him up. Yeah. No. You're right. Just like one of the Coreys, if people are old enough in the comment section, y'all, or watching the live stream, y'all know the Coreys. The Coreys were a duo in the 80s. They weren't actually related, but due to the fact that they had the name, Hollywood just paired them up, and and it was what it was. The 80s, you had the movie Rat Packs, during that time, the movie Pretty in Pink and Sweet 16 and with Molly Ringwald and, a lot of that stuff, right? So if you go back and you look at the Coreys, you'll see that, it was working out pretty good. Then something happened. One of the Coreys was going through some issues mentally, going through drugs and alcohol. And, things finally came to an end. And the other Corey that's still around has been basically stating that the reason why that happened was because his friend that he's known for oh so long as a child went through some things dealing with grown adults in Hollywood. So again, this is not a story that is new to me, because I've been hearing people for a very long time talk about the industry and, different things directly, out there, dealing with the whole thing with Orlando Brown talking, Cat Williams basically speaking, and all of these, other types of people, coming out. I just wish that people were actually paying attention in the beginning, because if people paid attention to the beginning, we wouldn't even have to make it here in 2024, where people are just hearing all of these stories come out as if, they're brand new and whatnot. It's crazy. Yo, the King's Kid. Good morning. What is up? Says sometimes you have to be a showman in order to be heard. That's facts. You also said TLC owed the record company money on their first album, which is crazy, because if you think about it, TLC was doing tours. That's the thing. This is the thing with the record industry. They initially put you in debt. They'll give you a loan, which is debt. So whenever you hear a lot of these rappers talking about I just got a couple of mil directly for my first nah, son, you just got put in debt legally. Legal binding contract that puts you directly in debt. Not only are you on debt, but you're going to have to pay more than just what it is that they set up there and gave you. And then on top of that, that debt that they set up there and gave you, you got to individually use that money in order to pay for, I don't know, pictures, in order to get promotion, in order to generate some views for your album sales. Don't matter if it's bots or you having to, go across the country. You got to use that for tour money. You got to sit up there and buy a house. You got to buy jewelry. You got to look like this rapper that you've been speaking that you're on. And not only do you got to do that, but now you got to bring in people from the block. You got to take care of at least like 20 of them on top of your family and your distant family. And then on top of that, you got to sit up there and have, a bad looking woman directly on the side of you. That's going to sit up there and cost money too. All of that costs money. All of it costs money. And by the time they done with that, they broke. They're in the negative. They're in super debt. So now what do they got to sit up there and do? Now they got to go out there and do tours. Tours is where artists actually get their money. It's not from the streams, it's not from the YouTube views, and not any of that, because realistically, a lot of artists don't even own their name. They don't even technically have rights to themselves. It's almost like a WWE contract, and you're just locked in there with a name with Vince McMahon, and you don't own any of the rights to your image or to your name. And if you try to sit up there and use it, you're going to be in some legal trouble. So you're going to have to figure out a situation against that. So this is why we had Hulk Hogan when it was Vince McMahon's WWE or WWF. And then when he went to WCW, this is why you had Hollywood Hogan. See how that name switch happened? Hulk Hogan to Hollywood Hogan, NWO, the Wolfpack. Yeah. That's how that works. That's how that works. Mo said he's talking about being politically conscious and knowing the game to receive something tangible from politics. 1,000% correct, sir. 1,000% correct. Right on the money. Bars. Love said Pizzagate happened. Hey, I can't tell people what did or did not happen. I just know that I've covered a variety of stories directly on my platform, which seemingly does not really generate enough views to get the attention of people when it deals with the children directly out here and what is taking place and happening specifically to them in some instances at your schools, in your towns, your cities, or your states, or even in some instances, your public officials or your police chiefs getting caught with certain types of images directly on their phones or their laptops or their computers. And they get caught up in a sting, right? So, like I said before, I do my best to put a lot of this information, a lot of this footage directly out there. It's up for, people to read in between the lines to see specifically what it is that is going on. I've also done videos talking about the amount of missing kids that take place over the years. So, there you go. Love said, and who loves pizza? The children. Ali said, this woman in the apartment is making her money. Hey, I don't know what to tell you, Ali. It is what it is. I can't assume, what that woman is doing, but she's doing something, and it is drawing in all, her milkshake to bring all the boys to the yard. That's the best they got for you. Love said, whenever they say pizza or bring up eating pizza, it is code word activity. Hey, I cannot deny or confirm any of that. I just know that, two things can be right at the exact same time, or things can be directly in front of people's faces and people opt not to listen because mainstream media is telling them what to pay attention to and what not to pay attention to. Mainstream media is telling people when to get emotional and when not to get emotional. Hey, it is what it is. Daphne Love, good morning, said, we are treated and highlighted like the court jesters of the kingdom. We are needed, not wanted. That is facts. That is 1,000% facts. And, this is why I kept telling people for years, like, yo, Black people, pay attention. I'm not talking to nobody else, because everybody else is going to be out there winning. Everybody else is going to be out there good. You can look at Caucasian, you can look at Asian, Latin, Mexican, whoever you want to look at. Everybody else is going to be good. But Black people, by 2030 and 2035 is going to be some very interesting times. I will list 2025, but we're pretty much already there. So it's no reason for me to even mention that. But 2030, 2035, it's going to be a very interesting time for Black people. And I very much hope that people are going to be ready. I hope that people will just have stuff in order. Like I said, people ain't been listening for the longest time possible. You got elders that were around way before me, specifically telling people like, yo, get your finances up. Make sure you start investing. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. Come together collectively as a group. Right? Specifically trying to tell Black people like, yo, group economics. Look at what it is that the Latins doing. Look at what Caucasians are doing. Look at what the Irish, the Scottish, the Mexicans, look what the Asians, look what the Africans do. Look at what the people from the islands doing. Everybody focuses and makes sure that they got group economics. But the main community that fails directly on that is the Black community. Every time. We can sit up there and point out some people that have a business that are doing pretty well. But overall, It's not making up the main businesses that are in America. Overall, it's not making the Fortune 500. It's not making up that top, 20% that is directly out there, that is flourishing, that is moving stocks, moving weight directly out here. So, because of that, like, and due to the spending habits of Black people, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. When the 2030s roll up, it's gonna be real interesting. The King's Kid said Prince. Yeah, Prince talked about that too. Prince talked about the music industry. And he was making sure to tell people like, yo, I want you to have ownership. You got to understand how important Prince and Michael Jackson were some of the first ones within a timeline that I could recognize that were specifically speaking on that and trying to make it very important to always have ownership, to own your name, to own your masters, own everything, because that is where the money is. That's where the money is, right? Love said they own nothing. The contract favors the corporation. That's facts. And it's the same exact way when it deals with America. So for going back to what I've always stated before, for anybody that's here, look up what your birth certificate really does and what it means, and look up what your social security actually is and means. Look up what the numbers on the back of your social security are actually linked to, what that specifically leads to. You'll go directly down a rabbit hole, and you are going to come directly to a door that you got the code for, but you still can't open it. I promise you that. Like I said, I can sit up there and tell you from personal experience going through that rabbit hole, you will figure out that there's a lot of moving parts when it deals with America that don't make sense. It's there, but it don't make sense. You want to sit up there and believe that, yo, that's just a fairy tale. This is fiction or what, however it is that people want to sit up there and say it, right? Once you start going through certain like rabbit holes, you'll start meeting certain doors, and you're like, wow, so this is actually here. Like you can physically, like literally, like be there, like digitally touching this door, knowing that it's there, knowing that you basically could get through the door, but you don't have the correct key. Like I said, people will find out. Ali said, why are some women so obsessed with what other men are talking about? Just let the man just have fun. Yeah, that's bars. Just let the guys specifically have fun. If the guys want to sit up there and just, talk about whatever, like I said, guys, we like to just sit up there and talk about dumb stuff. Sports, video games, building, cars, whatever. Like we talk about a variety of things, and a lot of things are not even interesting to women. So it's like I said, it's what guys sit up there and do, right? Let guys be guys, right? Ali said that sucks for that driver. Yeah, it does. Talking about the bank robber. Yeah. Yes, it does. Love says, Seji, wait about the SSN and the birth certificate. That's not an easy task. Did you get out? I mean, yeah. I don't even have it on the main channel. This is, well, depending on what channel you're looking from. On the original Sejihito channel, I had some live streams where I talked about it periodically. And, I specifically told people back during the time frame, if I actually had the mind to do it, I would have actually recorded all the steps that I took. I would have recorded all the research. This is why I listed certain things before. I was like, hey, case in point like this. If you look, do I have my wallet on me? Okay, hold on. I got to move some stuff around, so excuse the sound. So for me, my social security card. Okay, there we go. It's a different, it's a little bit of a different color. I've seen people's in different colors, but basically it's the main numbers that are on the back of the social security card, right? It starts off with a letter, and then you got numbers directly after whatnot. When you happen to go to or to try to look up what that means, you'll find out that your social security card is linked directly to a federal bank, right? And again, stating to everybody, we're not talking about your standard issued bank. We're not talking about a Chase. We're not talking about a Santander, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. We're not talking about any of those. It's listed to a federal bank. If you don't know what a federal bank is, you can go look that directly up. Once you actually find out what federal bank that it is linked to, then you can sit up there and take that same thing, and you could further go into another site, right? And I have to basically list another site because I ain't trying to sit up there and have people say, "Oh, you told me to sit up there and go here and XYZ, da 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 da, whatnot, whatever." But you'll go to another site, and it is a government site. And the moment in time that you happen to actually enter your social security card number, it'll register. And then once it registers, you'll then sit up there. Some other information that you got to put in too, but that's the social security card number is the main, part. Oh, social security and the I think the number on the back of the card as well. I forgot how it went, but the main thing that basically takes place is it'll bring you to another screen. The website will let you know, like, hey, this is a government website. Everything that you do will be watched and all this other type of stuff, yada, 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 whatnot, whatever. So then after it brings you to the next screen, it'll state that, okay, so the next step in order to basically get through this door, we sent you decimals to your email, right? So the decimals will range in between, let's say at the lowest, it'll be 5 cents, 0.05, or higher. And the problem that you'll come down to, and this is what I'm basically saying, like, you have the information and whatnot, and you see the door, you know it exists, but you can't go through it. Because the funniest thing is when it tells you that it's going to send you this code or whatnot directly to your email, the question now that you have is, what email? Because you've never been to the site before. It is a government site, and they specifically stated that we're going to send you an email that is associated with this account. And everybody pretty much knows, if you've ever gone through this process, that you don't have an email listed to a government site. So the biggest question would be, who has that email? If this is my social security, if this is my card, if this is my name, matter of fact, let me look at my social security card real quick. Funniest thing is, let me also just bring that back up too. If you look at your social security card number, I want you to also note that your whole name in print, from the ink that they put directly on a card, it's written in all caps. Pay attention to that. Your whole name is written in all caps, right? So then you look at your social security, your name is written in all caps. I think the birth certificate might be written in all caps as well. And then you sit up there and look at the mail that you get every single day. It's written in all caps, correct? But when we go to school, what are we taught? It was like, okay, the first letter of your name is capitalized. Everything else is lowercase. The first letter, if you have a middle name, the first letter of your middle name is capitalized. Everything else is lowercase. The first letter of your last name is capital. Everything is lowercase. So the question is, you got basically two different names. One that is capitalized, which the public school, which the school system has told you is incorrect. You never write your name in all caps. They tell you that that is improper. You're not supposed to do it. Even if you write in cursive, it is improper. You're not supposed to do it. So you got one name that is all caps directly out there. That should be yours, but obviously it's not yours. And then you have your name, which you've been writing your whole life. So who has control over that name that is written in all caps? And then who has control of the account that is linked in with your social security? And I want people to understand what it is that I'm stating, because you can go back during, I want to say, 2 or 3 years ago, and you could look up some stories where the FBI or the government basically came out and told people, like, hey, these accounts don't exist. Don't sit up there and try this because, da 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 da. If the government has to sit up there and tell you that something doesn't exist, it more than likely exists. Case in point, let's go back to when the government for years, for decades, told everybody that UFOs don't exist. They told you it was a figment of your imagination. They told you it wasn't real. They told you people were just seeing stuff. They told you that it was swamp gas from New Orleans, was sunlight from bouncing off of the swamp gas from New Orleans, bouncing off of the moon from some satellites, off of the gas clouds of Venus back onto the atmosphere of Earth, making it seem like it's something, in the sky floating, and it's not. This is what they literally told people, and people actually believe this. People really believed all of this stuff during the time. And what are we now doing in 2023, 2024? The government is like, oh yeah, aliens exist. The last time that we had a sitting president, I want people to go back, because again, if anybody wants to research some of the stuff that I'm talking about, you are more than free. You don't have to believe on anything that I'm sitting up there telling you. I expect people to do their own research. Last time we had a sitting president, didn't they sit up there and sign something called the Space Force? Don't we have like a space army? Last time I checked, factually speaking, don't we got that? So you go from the government for decades, for generations, telling people that aliens didn't exist, to now the government admitting and showing you footage of aliens actually existing. On top of that, talking about a space force. We barely even left our own planet, so why would we actually need a space force? Like I said, I don't know what to tell people. Again, everybody is free to sit up there and look up anything that I'm talking about. You might come to some dead ends, but that is on purpose. You have to sit up there and keep further researching if you want to sit up there and find the answers of which it is that you seek. Love said, what did you do? I need to get that. You said a lot of folks say that they use their paper to get our freedom, or even ask them to let us out, which they would not let you go that easy. True. Way past all caps, straw man, and etc., etc. But why the school system taught you to write upper and lowercase names, if that means something. You also said nobody cares about UFOs. We want this work to get out. You also said, unless the Martians are coming to pick me up, I don't care. I get that. I 100%, completely, understand it. I get that. But I also want people to pay attention to this too. Go back and look at, I'm not sure if people remember a movie called, there's a lot of movies, but one of the movies that really sticks out to me is called The Mist, right? You got the government playing with technology they shouldn't be playing with, and they opened up a portal to a dimension over a town or what have you, and it brought interdimensional beings into this town, right, under this mist. And it basically encapsulated and engulfed, this town, right? And you saw all of these strange things basically transpiring and happening, right? So I'm saying this because if you go back, I want to say, was it earlier this year or last year? Somewhere in between the tail end, somewhere in between November to January, you go back to Florida and look at the response that took place at a mall. And how it is that people that were there were basically stating that they saw these figures, these very, very tall Nephilim, like figures. They weren't, trying to hurt anybody. They were just there. Somebody has stated that there were, quote unquote, some kids or some individuals there that had a device that basically opened a portal. So then you had this huge response, right? And then if you go back and look at the media, they'll sit up there and tell you like, oh, well, it was this brawl that was going down, with the kids, and people had sticks and these things. No, nobody had weapons. They were like, people had sticks and some fireworks or whatnot or what have you, right? So you brought in the police from different areas, 60 deep, to just deal with some kids, 4 to 5 kids. But the way that they tried to make it seem on social media, it was just like it was a gang of kids. It was like 1,000 deep, and these kids were just, you know, doing everything, and they were just looting. And I'm like, really now? It even got to the point where the police of the area had made a TikTok, and they were trying to joke around about the whole, you know, UFO or interdimensional, you know, being type of thing. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. And then you had a multitude of people online giving their accounts, and then you had other people like, "Oh no, that's false. Like, you know, that didn't happen. There was no interdimensional. There were no UFOs. Nobody has proof. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? If it did happen, show the proof. Show the proof." And like I said, these are the same people who told everybody that UFOs did not exist. And again, where are we at in 2023 and 2024? So who's to say that in 10 to 15 or 20 years from now, they're going to be like, hey, scientists successfully have opened up portals. And, you know, at certain points in times, you know, some things did transpire, some other thing. Like I said, people need to look up certain technologies. Go look up CERN. You got the Hadron Collider. You got a lot of different tech directly out there, and scientists are, you know, trying to do a variety of things that they shouldn't be doing. You know, one of the main stories that my grandmother told me when she was alive was a guy by the name of Edgar Casey, and how it was stated that Atlantis disappeared because they were, you know, playing with technologies that, you know, they shouldn't have been playing with. Like I said, very intelligent, smart, you know, civilization, and they destroyed themselves because of their hubris, because of their ego and their pride. They were like, hey, we are gods, we can do whatever it is that we want, and they destroyed themselves. That was a story that I remember that was told to me, and I believe it because you see humanity do it all the time. We get to the point where we're like, we're no longer these infants, we're no longer these children, we are God. God, you need to see us, you need to respect us, you need to acknowledge us for what it is that we are capable of. We are the same as you, we can do everything that you consider. Again, you got human beings that have a type of hubris, a type of ego, a type of pride, and this is what happens. This is also what took place when what was it? Was it Icarus? No, it wasn't Icarus. I forgot who it was. Flew to, somebody might know in the comment section, guy that flew too close to the sun, right? Wings melted because I think they were made of like wax, or it might have been feathers or whatnot or whatever. But you get what I'm saying. People get a little bit too close. They think that they're supposed to be there, but they're overshooting their mark. They're getting a little bit too close to something that they really should not be, you know, trying to touch yet. Right? Ali said, this MDD as in is speaking truth. Love says, Seji, so you are stating that you are completely out of the matrix by using the remedy and you are living as such right now? No, I'm not stating that. No. No. That is not. I wish. If that was the case, I would be somewhere else right now. If that was the case, I would be somewhere else. I'll be vastly somewhere else. Vastly somewhere else. I would not be here. I would be doing the things that I actually want to sit up there and do. And I more than likely would not be broadcasting it because it would make no sense to actually do so. Because, you know, if I actually sit up there and make it, that's it. That's how people would know that I sat up there and made it to, you know, where it is that, you know, I want it to be. And I'll just do the things that I want to, you know, sit up there and do when I want to do those things. Like I said, I wish that was the case as you listed, but that is not the case. Trust and believe that is not the case. Life would be drastically different. Life would be drastically different. Drastically different. Like I said, people would know me for vastly different things if that was the case. Vastly different things. And people would be treating me way differently. So sad to say. Nah, I'm not one of the ones that made it. Not one of the ones that made it. Nope, not at all. The King's Kid said we need those sunglasses like Roddy Piper was wearing. That's bars. That is bars. That is bars. Love said, LOL, we still striving. That is facts. 100%. 100%. Monte Russell, hopefully I said your name correctly. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And good morning. You said you are correct about Icarus. Okay, it was Icarus. Okay. Yeah, because I forgot. It's been so long, remembering some of these stories that sometimes you get, certain names, confused and whatnot. I was trying to think back to the Hercules story from the cartoon and whatnot. And I was like, wait, was it Icarus or was it not? Or was it somebody else? Right. So much love. Thank you for clearing it up for me. Mo said, these damn kids with their portable CERN machines. This man. Swear to goodness, it's barely been live streams that have gone by that Mo has not said something that inevitably made me laugh at a point in time. Every time, for years. I can literally, for how long I've been doing this, I can actually say for years now. It feels so great to be able to say that, right? So now we got another video, and I saved this one specifically for last. You're going to have this Haitian man explaining something, right? And he's going to explain the fact that he is a Haitian man and that there are certain nuances. There are certain things dealing with Black culture and being Black American that is different from everybody else, directly, out here. So I only made it a little bit into the video. So the rest of the video, about, whatever minutes or however long this video is going to be new to me, as it will be to you as well. So let's get into it.
Being Black but not African American feels like being undercover, because it's only a matter of time before you get found out. Because there's certain nuances in African American culture that you won't know unless you're in it. I'm Haitian, and I remember one time I was at a party, a family party. There were cousins, aunts there, and my uncle had just gotten remarried to an African American woman. And so I'm soup, because I'm like, yo, for the first time, I now have an authentic Black auntie. So I'm mad excited to meet her. So I'm like, hey, auntie. And she's like, hey, nephew, sit down. Let me talk to you, baby. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is it. I get the full experience, right? I was soup. So we sit down and we're talking. And at some point, she says this. She says this to me. I hear you're a man of the cloth. I'm like, what did you say? She goes, I hear you're a man of the cloth. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I have no idea what that means. She goes, you're a minister? Yeah. See, I was born in the church, molded by it. I didn't hear that phrase until I became a man, because I was in the church, but it wasn't a Black church. It was a Haitian church. We didn't say man of the cloth. What even is that? Neg toile? I had no idea what that was. I'm not good thinking on my feet. I couldn't even be like, oh yeah. And she'd be like, oh yeah. So when'd you get the call? For the job, the college,
Yo, this dude, oh man. And the funniest thing is, there's only so few instances on social media where a lot of people will just be honest, right? That there is clear cut a difference in between, Black American and Black American culture versus everybody else. Like I said, shout out to the Haitians directly out there. I done work with some Haitians. I know some Haitians, beautiful culture, cool people and whatnot. And like I said, it's pretty cool listening to them like speak in their natural language. I want to say it should be patois. And from the understanding of what it is that I was told, they basically know 3 languages. So they are very bilingual. They know patois, they know French, and they also know English. So, and I'm like, yo, that is dope. Like that's cold. Like you can go to quite a few places with that, especially in Canada, because Canada, they got some heavy areas that speak French. And I'm like, that, yo, I didn't even know that. And I'm like, when I heard that for the first time from one of the guys that I work with that's Haitian, I'm like, damn. I'm like, we are really behind in America. I'm like, that's just something that they naturally, do there because they have to, right? That's a part of their culture. That's a part of the history, right? And I'm like, damn, like, yo, why is it that it's not normal in American culture to at least have down other languages, at least two, right? Like realistically, in America, you should know Spanish and you should know Mandarin. You should at least know those. At least you should sit up there and know those because it's getting to the point in time you got a lot of people from China moving directly over or working directly in areas of Africa. So, speaking Chinese is a thing that I feel like people should be able to do. And then not to mention that you're going to have I guess you could say a sub-dialect, right? So you have how people normally speak English, right? And then in different areas, people will also speak in their own way as well, right? So when you go out in public, you'll hear like normal English, but then when you're in your own area amongst your own culture, now you got a different dialect. Now you got a subversion of that. It's the same thing with Spanish, right? You got normal Spanish, and then you have those that it's like a sub type of language that is there, right? That is different from the normal, right? You might have, short phrases, short versions of the words, whatever it is, right? But it's there and, it is present. But, like I said, the way that he was so hyped, was crazy. He was like, I officially have a black eye. I'm like, that sounds crazy. It's like, I'm listening, but then I'm looking at the dude speaking. I'm like, yo, why you sit up? And then I got to remember, he already stated that he's Haitian. So he's letting people know in a sense, out of respect that, yo, I'm Haitian. I can't really claim to sit up there and be something that I'm not, right? Haitians got their own rich culture, history, and, and all that other type of stuff, basically going on, Ren Wilson, good morning. What is up? What is up? What's up? Said, man of the cloth is a Catholic term. Right. Love said, but did I miss something though? No. He said he got called. No. The aunt had basically called him like, a man of the cloth. Wait, let me hold on. I got you. Hold on. Let me roll it back.
You're in it. I'm Haitian, and I remember one time I was at a party, a family party. There were cousins, aunts there, and my uncle had just gotten remarried to an African American woman, and so I'm soup because I'm like, yo, for the first time I now have an authentic black auntie. So I'm mad excited to meet her. So I'm like, hey, auntie. And she's like, hey, nephew, sit down. Let me talk to you, baby. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is it. I get the full experience, right? I was soup. So we sit down and we're talking. And at some point, she says this. She says this to me. I hear you're a man of the cloth. I'm like, what did you say? She goes, I hear you're a man of the cloth. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I have no idea what that means. She goes, you're a minister? Yeah. See, I was born in the church, molded by it. I didn't hear that phrase until I became a man because I was in the church, but it wasn't a black church. It was a Haitian church. We didn't say man of the cloth. What even is that? Neck toile? I had no idea what that was. I'm not good thinking on my feet. I couldn't even be like, oh, yeah. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, so what?
I want people to understand, I just had to like re-listen to that again. I'm not sure if people caught it, but he slipped in, a Bane reference. He was like, I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't even know that term up until I was a man. This is why I love people who watch, stuff dealing with like comic books and stuff like that. Because when they happen to talk and they slip, certain stuff in there, it's dope. Like I said, nerd stuff. But anyways, but that's what he was basically, referring to. Again, he was born and raised basically in a church. He knew of the church, but he didn't really hear of that term up until later, at least from, what he is stating, outwardly, to us. Let me see. Daphne said Haitian and we do and some Spanish. Wait, so y'all know Spanish too? Damn, that's crazy. I mean, that does technically make sense because let me see if I remember correctly. Going by the Haitian Revolution, went over to South America to help free, some of the people, directly over there. So yeah, that would make sense. So that's basically, realistically, 4 languages. I'm just listing. I know technically it's 3, but I'm listing it from my perspective of not knowing those languages. Like the patois, the French. I was about to say Creole, English, and whatnot. I do know English. I don't know why I said I don't know that. Anyways, it's early in the morning. Mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. Mo said, the dominant religion in Haiti is Roman Catholicism. Catholicism. He should know the term has nothing to do with black churches. I mean, true. Daphne said Dominican Republic is right next. Yeah. That is true. I don't know why I forgot. It's like, let me tell you, from a perspective of somebody that is in America, whenever you think about the Dominican Republic and then you think about Haiti, you're thinking like these are 2 separate places. And then once you watch a documentary, because I saw a documentary on Vice before, I was like, oh shit. I'm like, yo, this island looks beautiful. Like when you look at the island from the air, you see like the trees and everything like that. And the island is basically split in between like these 2 factions. Right. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And it's like people don't really get along that well like that. I'm like, man, yo, that is crazy. Like, yo, like I said, I wish you said King's Kid said one island, Hispaniola. I wish that, and I'm not saying that everybody got to be completely harmonized, right? I just wished, like, at least for like the Haiti and the Dominican Republic, I wish that whole thing could just be solid. Like people like really just, you might have like some factions there that just like really don't get along, but I wish like the overall majority was like, yo, we mess with each other. We're, we there. We're going to treat this like, some family type stuff. We're going to, build some stuff up. And like, oh man, the amount of greatness that could sit up there and transpire and take place would be crazy. Like people don't even see it. But like I said, I guess like when you have people divided, it's more money to be had and more money to be made. And of course, easier to control. So, that's, where we are, at this moment in time. Right. Originally, I was going to actually look up for another video and I happen to post that. I might save that for another live stream. I might just do that. But to anybody that is brand new directly to these live streams, much love, respect, and appreciation. I'm not sure why the banner is showing up at the top. That's a little bit weird, but it is what it is. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Shout out to your first times, being here. If that is it. Thank you guys for actually being here for the greater duration of the live stream. This is just a newer way that I wanted to try out and test out the live stream. So after the live stream is over, or however it basically works, hit the like button to let me know if you like this format and the way that the live stream basically looks versus the previous live streams that I've done. And, I might just happen to, keep it in this type of way, because I do understand and know that a lot of you guys are on cell phones. So again, I wanted to, try something a little bit different that may be a little bit more comfortable, for a lot of people directly out there. And again, let me know what you think about some of the videos that were the topic of discussion. Some of your thoughts, just in case you might see this a little bit later on and didn't get a chance to chime in during the live stream. You are more than free to leave a comment directly under the live stream. And again, much love, respect, and appreciation to any of those who do support by way of Cash App, PayPal, and Patreon. Remember, I would not be able to do what it is that I do every single day without people like you, right? Last but not least, Monty Russell said there has been tremendous efforts to keep us divided, and it is up to us to stop buying into that division. That is actually a pretty great comment, and I feel like we should just actually leave off directly on that one. So again, much love, respect, and appreciation. And to everybody out there, have a very great morning or a great afternoon, and have a great weekend. Peace out.